So what we are talking about is so so we have seen working with this conditional, the strings and started working with control statements. Now control statements are used to control the flow of execution of what program. And how many types of control statements are there? Three types. One is called conditional statement, looping control statements, and one more is a branching statement. And if you are talking about conditional control statements are used to execute block of statements based on some condition or Boolean expression. And if statement, if is a conditional control statement, and there are different types of if statements are there. There are different types of if statements, and there is a simple if, and if else, if and else, and one more is what? Nested if. So this is called as a simple if here. If without else block is called a simple if. Okay. So this is having only one block, and block is defined by changing what here? Indentation. So block is defined with indentation. And if you want to block must have at least one statement. Block must have at least one statement should be there. Inside the block, you must write at least one statement. So block must have block must have at least one statement. Block must have at least one statement. Okay. Yes. Just try to understand this syntaxes, because these syntaxes are very much useful. For example, so how I'm writing is, for example, I'm writing if followed by what here? Condition. What is my condition? Is 10 is greater than 5. So followed by which one? Colon. And if you press enter, automatically cursor is moved. How many spaces are given? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is called as what? Indentation. This is called as indentation, and that indentation represents one block. So wherein I'm writing one message called ABC, and there is one more message I'm displaying it. And what is that message I'm displaying it? XYZ. So how many statements are there inside this block here? 2 statements. One is where you are printing ABC, and then you are printing what here? XYZ. So how many statements are there inside this block? 2 statements. How many statements are there inside this block? 2 statements. One is ABC and one more is what? XYZ. One is ABC and one more is XYZ. So once I run this, now there is a message ABC, and what is that? XYZ. Because is it this condition is a true or false? True. If the condition is a true, it execute which block? If block. And after this, outside this, I write one message. Outside this, I write one message called which one? PQR. So if the condition is a true, it execute ABC as well as what? XYZ. And then continue with the rest of the statements or not? Yes. So what is the output I'll get here? ABC, XYZ, and one more is what? PQR. Because is it this condition is true or false? True. Because this condition is a true. For example, if I'm writing if 10 is less than 5, print print A. Okay, print A and print B. Is it this block? Is it this if block is executed or not executed? Not executed, because is it this condition is a true or false? False. Condition is a false. If the condition is a false, it doesn't execute which block? If block. If the condition is a false, it doesn't execute which block? if block, right? If the condition is true, then only it execute which block? If block. Okay. Suppose if I'm writing 10 is greater than 5. So is it this condition is a true or false? True. And where I'm saying print ABC, I'm writing like this. Okay, but is it this print statement is within the if or outside the if? Outside the if. Print statement is within the if or outside the if? Outside the if. If you want to include inside the if, I have to change what? Indentation. I have to give the indentation or not? Yes. Indentation is nothing but space. You have to give the space. If you don't give the space, is it this statement? Is it this statement is within the if or outside the if? Outside the if. The statement is not within the if. Now, what will happen if you run this? It is given which error? Syntax error. So to avoid this, I should include this statement within the if or not. Yes. So the block should contain at least one statement. If there is no statement within the block, then it generates which one? Syntax error. If there is no statement within the block, it generates which error? Syntax error, right? Example of simple if. So that is nothing but if without else is called as a simple if. Now if you run this, so first one is a true. So you'll get ABC, XYZ and then execute PQR. Second one is a false, then it doesn't execute A and B. Second one is a false, then it doesn't execute A and B. Second one is a false, it doesn't execute A and B. Okay, because second one is what here? False. So it doesn't execute A and B here. Okay. And third condition is what here? True. Then it will print A, B, C. So what is the output? So A, B, C, X, Y, Z, P, Q, R. And one more is what? A, B, C. Whatever statements you write inside the block, all the statements should be in the same indentation level. It must be in the same indentation level. If I'm writing 10 is greater than 5, I write here print ABC. Then I change the indentation. I given one more space. So is it indentation level is changed or not? Yes. So if I am giving a space, what is the meaning of that? What is the meaning of this? If I am giving a space here, what is the meaning of this? Another block. It is what here? Another block. But is it a print is having any block? No. Is it print is having any block? Is it print is a block? No. Inside this print, can you write another statement like this? No. Then immediately it generates what? Syntax error. Immediately it generates which error? Syntax error. Okay. If you are trying to execute this by saying run module, now unexpected what here? Indent. Unexpected indent. So it means unexpectedly there is one extra space. Or you can say that, okay, this both are not at same indentation level. So all the statements what you write inside the block must be at the same indentation level. All the statements which are there inside the block must be at the same indentation level. You can see the message ABC and one more is what? XYZ. What is the output of this ABC and one more is what? XYZ. ABC and XYZ. So it must be at the same indentation level. But if you change the indentation level, it generates what here? Error. So these are the certain things which you have to remember while working with the blocks. So all the statements within the block, all the statements inside block must be at same indentation. Okay, same indentation level. Okay, you should not change that indentation level. All the statements inside the block must be at the same indentation level. All the statements inside the block must be at the same indentation level. If you change the indentation level, it will generate which error? Syntax error. Okay, so that is a rule which you have to follow it, right? So this syntax is having only one block. But there is one more syntax. There is one more syntax is there. And what is that another syntax? If and else. So this is a syntax too. So how many types of ifs are there? Four types. If, simple if else if, and nested if. Okay. Simple if means this is having only one block. That is if block without else block. But this syntax is having two blocks. This syntax is having how many blocks? Two blocks. One is a if block. It is having if block, and one more is what? Else block. So it is having if block as well as what? Else block. If the condition is a true, what do you want to execute? If the condition is a false, what do you want to execute? So it is having how many blocks here? Two blocks. One is if block and one more is a else block. Two blocks are there. Now what is that? Syntax is, so the syntax is like this. If followed by what is this? Condition. If the condition is a true, it executes some statements like statement 1 and statement 2. Else, come to the else block, and here I include statement 3 and statement 4. Then after that I write here statement 5. You can see how many statements are there inside the block. How many statements are there in if block? Two statements. How many statements are there in else block? Two statements. But what is the indentation level of if and else? At the same level or different level? Same level. If followed by else, I should not write inside like this. If you write inside this, it will give what? Error. So if followed by which one? Else. Now this is a if, and this is what here? Else. If the condition is a true, it executes statement 1 and statement 2. If the condition is false, it will come to which block here? Else block. It will come to else block and execute statement 3 and statement 4 and continue with what? Statement 5. So if condition is a true, if condition is true, it executes statement 1. Okay, statement 1 comma statement 2. And continue what here? Continue statement 5. Okay. If condition is false, it execute statement 3 comma statement 5. If condition is false, it executes statement 3, statement 5, and statement 3 and statement 4, and continue which one? Statement 5. If condition is true, it executes statement 1, statement 2, and continue statement 5. If condition is false, it executes statement 3, statement 4, and continue what here? Statement 5. Because statement 5 is there within the else block? No. So is this statement 5 is outside or not? Yes. Okay. So what is the flow chart of this? Now I'm trying to draw the flow charts so that you can understand the flow of execution. This is a start. So there is a start here. So start, and then it followed by what here? Condition is there. Start it followed by condition. So this you can call it as condition. If the condition is a true, so there is a condition. If the condition is a true, it execute the block of statements. If the condition is a true, it execute block of statements, that is statement 1 and statement 2. If the condition is a false, it execute statement 3, and one more is what? Statement 4. So this is when the condition is what here? False. So this is when the condition is what here? False. So this is if the condition is a false here. If the condition is false, it executes statement 3 and statement 4. After executing statement 3, statement 4, it will continue with what here? Statement 5. After executing statement 3, statement 4, It will execute statement 5. Yes. Now, after executing statement 3, statement 4, it will execute statement 5. After executing statement 1 and statement 2, it will execute which one again? Statement 5. And then this one is what here? Stop. So this is a stop here. So this is having two blocks here. Okay. So there is a if block and there is else block. Two blocks are there. One is if block and one more is a else block. Okay. Yes. For example, so there are some examples here. So already we have seen, okay, some of the questions we have seen, right? So here, write a program to check whether number is divisible with 7 or not. Write a program to display hello if number entered by user is multiples of what? 5. Huh? So write a program to check whether number entered by user is even or odd. So just try to write one simple example. So write a program. Yes. So write a program to find a very basic examples, but we'll also see some complex logics. So write a program to check whether number is divisible by 7 or not. Number is divisible by 7 or not. So what I have to do? I have to input the number first. Integer of input, enter any what? Number. Integer of input, enter any number. After this, I have to verify if number mod is 7 double equal to what? 0. If number mod 7 double equal to 0, then I should say print format number is what? Divisible with 7. Number is divisible with 7. Else print format. So number is not divisible with 7. Not divisible with what here? 7. So if number mod 7 equal to 0, you're saying this number is divisible with 7. Otherwise, you are saying number is not divisible with what here? 7. Okay. Not divisible with the 7, right? So once you run this, now I try to input the number 21. 21 mod 7 is 0 or not? Yes. So 21 is divisible with what? 7. I run this. 22 is divisible? No, remainder is 1, right? 22 is not divisible with what? 7. But how you are finding whether it is divisible or not? Using percentage. So this percentage is called as which operator? Modulus operator. Okay. Yes. Basic. Now this is a if block. This is a if block, and this is what here? Else block. This is a if block, and this is which block here? Else block. So two blocks are there here. Right. So number is divisible with a 7 or not. Basic examples to understand how to write if statement. Okay. So don't write if statements with some syntax errors, like some students, they'll write like this. Okay. They'll write how they write is they'll write like this. If statement, they'll write if And instead this only they'll write what else. But this indentation is very important. Indentation inside the yes. All the statements should be in which one? Same indentation level. If you change the indentation level, that will give the syntax error. Suppose some students, what they'll do is they'll write else inside the if. So if followed by which one? Else. But is it this else is within the if or outside the if? Out, inside the if. It means you write else inside the if. Inside the if you write else. But if followed by which one? Else. So indentation level of if and else both must be same. Otherwise, it will give which error here? Syntax error. So you have to give this else at the same level or different level? Same level. You have to write this else at the same level or different level? Same level only. Not at the different level. You have to write at the same level, not at the different level. Now 21 is divisible with the 7, right? So in the same way, write a program to display. See here. This is another program. Write a program to display. We'll see other programs also. Don't worry. Write a program to display hello if number entered by if number entered by user is multiple of what? 5. Otherwise print which message? By. Otherwise you print which message? By. If it is if it is multiples of 5, you have to display the message hello. If it is multiples of 5, you have to display the message hello. Otherwise you have to display the message what? By. Okay. So you have to input the number now. Number equal to integer of input. Enter any enter any what? Number. So enter any number. And I have to find out whether this number is multiples of 5 or not. Multiples means again you have to use which one? Modulus. Number mod 5 equal to 0. I can say this number is format and this number is multiples of which one? 5. This number is multiples of 5. Else I have to print the message saying that this number is not multiples of this number is not multiples of which one? 5. If number mod 5 is a remainder is 0, you are saying this number is multiples of 5. Otherwise you are saying this number is not multiples of which one? 5. Not multiples of 5. Now once you run this, enter any number. 25 is a multiples of 5. Yes. Okay. So I'll try to enter some 27 is multiples of 5. No. So multiples of 5 you are trying to find out using which one? Percentage. If the remainder is 0, then it is multiples. Okay. Yes. This is one more simple with the if and this is if and what here? Else. Hello and bye. Okay. Yes. Okay. So what is the output I should display? Not this one, right? What output is saying? Hello. So here I have to display bye. Okay. Okay, yeah. 25 is hello and 21 is what here? Bye. Right? Now this is output here. One is hello and one more is a bye. But this is having how many blocks here? Only 2 blocks. One is if block and one more is what? Else block. But there is one more syntax is there, that is if, else, if. So this syntax is used for checking multiple conditions. If, else, if, as well as what else. This is called as if else ladder. This is called as if else. What is this? Ladder. Now this syntax is used for checking. This syntax is used for checking checking what here multiple conditions. This syntax is used for checking multiple conditions. Multiple means more than one condition or more than one condition. Because if one condition fails, I want to check one more condition. If one condition is failed, immediately I want to check what another condition. Then I can check that by using if, else, if, and one more is what else. So you can have any number of. Now, if you see the syntax, so this is a syntax of it. So if followed by condition one, if condition one and include some statements called statement one. So how many statements are included inside this condition one? One statement. If the condition one is a false, immediately I check one more condition. Immediately I check the one more condition and I'm saying else if condition two. If the condition two is a true, I execute statement two. Else if I can write one more condition. Okay. So any number of conditions I can write condition three. Then I execute statement three. If all these conditions are false, then it will come to which one? Else. But writing else is not compulsory. Now it depends on your requirement. So how many conditions are there? Condition one, condition two, and condition three. If the first condition fails, then it check the second condition. If the second condition is fails, then it check the third condition. If the third condition fails, it will come to which one? Else. And execute statement 4 or not? Yes. So if condition 1 is true, if condition 1 is true, if condition 1 is true, it execute. It execute what here? Statement 1. If condition 1 is, if condition 1, if condition 1 is what? Condition 1 is what? False. Condition 1 is false. If condition 1 is false and condition 2 is a true, condition 1 is a false and condition 2 is what? True. Condition 1 is a false and condition 2 is a true. It executes statement 2. It execute what here? Statement 2. If condition 1, if condition 1 is false and condition 2 are false, condition 1, comma, condition 2 is a false. Condition 1 is false, then it will come to which one? Else. And it will check the condition 2. If the condition 2 is also false, and then it will check which one? Condition 3. If condition 1 is false and condition 2 are false, and condition 3 is a true, and condition 3 is what here? True. It execute. It execute which one? Statement 3. If condition 1, comma, condition 2, comma, condition 3 are false, it execute. It execute which block? Else block. Else block. Else block with which one? Statement 3. If all the conditions are false, it executes statement 4. It executes statement 4. If condition 1 is true, it executes statement 1. If condition 1 is false, then come to second condition. If the second condition is true, it execute what? Statement 2. If the first condition is false and condition 2 is also false, then it will come to condition 3. If the condition 3 is a true, it executes statement 3. If the condition 1 is false, condition 2 is false, condition 3 is also false, then comes to the else and execute statement 4. Getting or not? Execute statement 4. Okay. If you see the flow chart of this, so there is a start. So here you have a multiple, here you have a multiple conditions. There is a start and followed by there is a start and followed by there is a, what is this now? Condition. You are writing a condition, and if the condition is what? If the condition is what here? True. Is it condition 1 or not? Yes. If condition 1 is a true, what will happen? Execute. If the condition 1 is a true, it execute statement 1. If the condition 1 is a false, if the condition 1 is a false, if condition 1 is a false, then immediately checking one more condition. And what is this condition here? Condition 2. If the condition 2 is a true, okay, condition 2 is a true. So when will it check the condition 2 if the first condition is false? Then it execute which one? Statement 2. So condition 1 is false. Check the condition 2. If the condition 2 is a true, it executes statement 2. Suppose condition 1 is false and condition 2 is also false. Then here you are writing one more condition. So there is one more condition here. And what is it? Another condition here? Condition 3. So there is one more condition is there. And what is that condition? Condition 3. If the condition 3 is a true, if the condition 2 is a true, then it executes statement 3. It execute statement 3 here. Okay. So there is a statement 3 here. Statement 1, statement 2, and this is statement 3. If all these conditions are false, if all these conditions are which one? False. All these conditions are false, it executes statement 4. It executes statement 4, statement 4, and then stop. It executes statement 4 and then stop. So after executing the statement 1, it will stop. Okay. After executing statement 2, it will stop. And after executing statement 3, it will stop. Okay. So the flow is down here, and then this is a stop. Okay, right? So it is like this. Okay. Now this is a flow of if else ladder. This is a flow of if else ladder, right? Okay, for example, yeah, see the simple example here. So write a program to check. See this example. See this example here. So here you are trying to check multiple conditions. So this is a electricity bill, I think. So this is So it is like this. Now write a program. It's like this. Write a program to calculate the electricity bill. Accept the number of units from the user. Accept. What is the input I have to give? Number of units. According to the following criteria, you have to calculate. Which one here? Amount. Okay. So here, first 100 units. First 100 units, no charges. First 100 units is what? No charges. Next 100 units, 5 rupees per unit. And after 200 units, 10 rupees per unit. Right? For example, if input unit is 350, the total amount is what? 2000. Because within that 100 units are what? 0. And next 100 units is what? 500, which is nothing but 500. Okay, 100 into 5 is what? 500. And next is what here? 200 units, I think. Next 200 or 100? 100. Remaining units are what? Yes. Remaining how many units are there? 150 units. Okay. So that is 500 plus 1500 is what? 2000. Right? Yes. Now what you have to do is, you have to input. What do you have to input here? Units. How many units are? So input, enter units. Enter what is that? Units. If units are what? First 100 units means, if units are less than or equal to which one? 100. So then amount equal to what? 0. No charges. No charges means amount is 0. If the first condition is false, you will try to check what? Second condition. What is the second condition? If units is greater than what? 100. Greater than 100 and units are less than what? 200. Less than or equal to less than 200. If units are greater than 100 and less than 200. Huh? Hmm. Hmm. This one is not required. Huh? This one is not required. No problem. आपको समझने के लिए यार, आप इंटेलिजेंट है, सब लोग वैसे नहीं रहते ना. सर नो, आप इंटेलिजेंट है मगर सब लोग वैसे नहीं रहते ना यार, इसलिए बोलना पड़ेगा. सही है नहीं? फिर क्या है? बोलो बोलो यार. हाँ, सही बोला मैं. ओके. So between 100 and 200, right? Between 100 and 200. So if units are greater than 100 and units are which one? Less than 200. Then what do you have to say? Amount. Okay, see here, next to 100 units means I should take less than or equal to, right? Units is greater than 100 and units are less than or equal to what is that? 200. Okay, less than or equal to 200. Units are less than or equal to 200. So within that first 100 units is what? 0. First 100 units is what? 0. Then you have to calculate only for remaining units. Remaining units means what? So that is whatever remaining units are there, further you have to calculate. Suppose if it is 150, if number of units are how many? 150. 100 is 0. 50 is what? 5 rupees. Sir, no. Remaining 50 units is what? 5 rupees. What do you do it? Amount equal to units minus 100 into 5. Units minus 100 into 5. So that is remaining units or not? Yes. But first 100 units is 0. You don't require to calculate that. Okay, now. Else if, then next is units are greater than what? 200. Units are greater than 200. More than 200. After 200. Then you don't require to check this condition also. You can directly say else. Okay, if this both the conditions are false, then it will come to which one? Else. Else is nothing but which are greater than 200 or not. Yes. You can write like this. But for your understanding, I am writing like this also. Units is greater than what? 200. What is that? Amount equal to first 100 units is what? 0. Next 100 units is what? 5 rupees. Means 500. 500. 200 is over, right? Then next is units minus. Units minus what? 200 into how much? 10 rupees. See, first 100 units is 0. Second 100 units is what? 500. And next remaining units. Already we calculated how many units? 200 units. Remaining units you have to charge 10 rupees. Then after that print. Print what you have to print? Total amount. Total amount. And this is what here? Amount. Total amount. You have to display the amount. Okay. So if I enter number of units are how many units here? Some 70 units. Amount is what? 0. 70 units. Amount is what now? 0. 0. Total amount is 0 because first 100 units is 0. Okay. Yes. I try to enter. Amount is 120 units. First 100 units is 0. Remaining 20 units you have to charge 5 rupees. Okay. 100 rupees or not? Yes. Okay. Then next is I try to enter 200 units. First 100 units is 0. Remaining 100 units is 500. So total amount is what? 500. Okay. So if I'm trying to enter 210, first 100 units is 0. Second 100 units is 5 rupees. Means 500 plus 10 into what? 10. Okay. So amount is what now? 600. Okay, na? So that is the logic, right? First 100 units, no charges. Next 100 units, 5 rupees. After 200 units, how much here? 10 rupees. So first 100 units, 0. Second 100 units is 500. Remaining units means you have to subtract 200 and remaining units you have to calculate with 10 rupees. Okay, right. Okay. So this is one condition or more than one condition? More than one. More than one is called as if else ladder. Writing or one more condition you are checking it. One more condition you are checking it. Okay. After else. Okay now. So this is how you are writing it. Okay. So this is a program. Your program is like this. Logic. If else if. If else and if. Try to understand. If else if. Okay. Now just to see here. Suppose assume that so here if else is there. Python if else. Okay. Python if else is there here. Okay. Just to see the task. Okay, just to see the task here. Given an integer n, perform the following conditional actions. Given an integer n, perform the following conditional actions. If n is odd number, print what here? Weird. If n is even and in the range of 2 to 5, print not weird. And if n is even and in the range of 6 to 20, print weird. And if n is even and greater than 20, print what here? Not weird. So how many conditions? 1, 2, 3, 4. If the first condition is you have to check input number is odd or not. If it is odd, weird. Then remaining is if it is not odd, means it is what? Even. You have to check only the range between the 2 to 5, 6 to 20, and remaining is what? Not weird. So already some block of code is given. Already some block is given or not? Yes. Input. Input will read how many values? One value. And if you give any space, that space is stripped or not? Yes. And that value is converted into which type? Integer type. Okay. So if n is, if n mod 2, if n mod 2 is not equal to, so if n mod 2 is not equal to 0, if n mod 2 is not equal to what here? 0. Not equal to 0 means is it even number or odd number? Odd number. If it is odd number, what you have to print? Weird. Not odd. You have to print weird. So whatever he asked, you have to print that only. So print, this is a message. If it is not odd number, then it is which number? Even number. If it is not odd, it is what? Even only. Then you have to check only the range. What is the range is given? 2 to 5. Now 2 should be included and 5 should be included. It means n is what? N is what? Greater than or equal to 2, and n is less than or equal to what? 5. N is greater than or equal to 2 and n is less than or equal to 5. If it is even number and between the 2 to 5. If it is not odd number, it is which number? Even only. Then it will check only is it that number, even number is between 2 to 5. Then what is the message you have to display? Not weird. So what is the message I have to display? Not weird message. This is a message I have to display here. Okay. Then else if n is greater than or equal to 6 and n is less than or equal to what? 20. If it is even number and between the 6 to 20, then you have to display the message weird. So W must be capital. Okay, W must be capital, and else if it is not between the 6 to 20, it is greater than 20, then you have to display the message. What is that? Not weird. So how many conditions? If is an odd number, you are displaying weird. If it is not odd number, then it will come to else. If it is odd number, if it is not odd number, means it is which number? Even number, and you are checking only the range. If it is from 2 to 5, you are saying not weird. Else if it is 6 to 20, you are saying weird. If it is greater than 20, you are saying what here? Not weird. So run the code. First you run the code. Yes. Now sample cases. Okay. And then submit the code. If it is, yes. Now the code is what here? Success. Okay. Now this is a problem definition. This is a problem definition here. Problem definition. and this is what here problem. So all this you are not using anything, you are not using it, but your code is from here onwards. So inside the, if is already there, what you have to do is you have to write the content of that if. Okay. Next is next thing is just to see here. So this is one conditional statement. So this is one conditional statement here. Okay. So what I'm doing here is in the code chef we'll see practice problems. What first statement? We'll see that first statement when we go to modules. Now don't think about that if name equal to main. That I'll tell you once we go to the modules. Okay now. Now you just write the content of that if. You just write the content of that if. That's it. Okay, right? So just to see here, there is a car trip. Car trip is there. So select the language. Select the language as Python 3. Don't select PyPy 3 or something. So select which one here? Python 3. But number of test cases are there here. Number of test cases means we have not come across while, right? Basic programming. Now select here Python 3. So here, now see I said no, this logics you can implement in any language. This logics you can implement in any language, right? This logics can be implemented in any language. Now this is a problem statement. Now chef has to travel to another place. For this, he can avail any one of two caps. Even this is also required. For loop, we know it already. The first cap service charges X rupees and second cap service charges which one? Y rupees. Now chef wants to spend the minimum amount of money. Which cap service should chef take? Input format is the first line will contain T. T is nothing but number of test cases. Means how many times you want to test it by giving the X value and what? Y value. The first and only line of each test case contain two integers. In one line, you have to input how many values? Two values. The price of the first and second cap service respectively. For each test case output first, if the first cap service is cheaper. Output second, if the second cap service is what? Cheaper. Output any, if both cap services have the same price. You may print each character of first, second, and any in uppercase or lowercase. Uppercase or what? Lowercase. Anything you can use it. So how many test cases are given here? 3. It means you are testing it by giving values how many times? 3 times. So first time you enter 30 and 65. Which one is cheaper here? First cab. Second time you enter both the prices are same or not? Yes. You are telling the chef that you can take any one of this cab. And third you enter 90 and 50. Now which one is cheaper here? Second cab. Okay. So first thing is you have to input number of test cases. So I try to read the value of which one? T. T is nothing but number of test cases. How many times you want to test it? Okay, I read the value of which one? T. So then I should execute. I should give how many inputs here? How many times I have to give inputs? T times. How many times I have to give inputs? T times. Then I have to write one for loop. Okay, for I in range of what is this? T. This for loop is executed how many times? T times. If the value of T is a 3, it is executed how many times? 3 times. You enter how many cab values? 2. So there is a cab 1 price and cab 2 price integer of, so you'll use map integer comma input map integer comma input dot. What is this now? Split. So you input this both the values in one line and you convert these values into which type? A list. And this list values are assigned to how many variables? 2 variables. One is a cab 1 and one more is a cab 2. You are writing if cab 1 is less than, if cab 1 price is less than cab 2, what is the message you are displaying first? What is the message you are displaying first? Else if cab 1, cab 2 is less than, cab 2 is less than which one? Cab 1, then you are printing which one? Second. Otherwise, if both are equal, then you are printing any. So you can print this in any case, right? So this is a logic. But here what you are doing, you are trying to input value and you split that value and convert into which type? Integer, and convert those values into list and assign those 2 values to how many variables? 2 variables. One is cab 1 and one more is a cab 2. So after this you have to compile. Yes, compilation is successful. Then yes, it is compiled as well as run. Compile and run. See here, I compiled as well as run the code. Okay, so is it output is successful or not? Yes. So what is the T here? 3. So how many times you enter the inputs here? 3 times. And first cab is less than second, but both are equal, so any. And first cab is greater than second, so which one is the minimum now? Second. So this is a problem definition. So this is a problem definition, and this is a problem solution. So there is a problem definition and problem solution here. In the same way, see another. So I select basic programming and just see your ATM. ATM is there. So Python 3. So the problem definition is given like Pooja would like to withdraw X US dollars from which one? ATM. X US dollars from ATM. Okay. So select Python 3 here. Now Pooja would like to withdraw X US dollars from ATM. The cash machine will only accept the transaction if X is multiples of what? 5. See here. Pooja would like to withdraw how many US dollars, X US dollars from ATM. The cash machine will only accept the transaction if X is. Cash machine will accept only. Cash machine will accept only. What is this? The cash machine will only accept the transaction if X is multiples of which one? 5. And Pooja's account balance has enough cash to perform which operation here? Withdraw operation. For each successful withdraw, the bank charges 0.50 US dollars. Now calculate the Pooja's account balance after an attempted what? Transactions. So input positive amount of cash which Pooja wished to withdraw, and with 2 digits of precision, Pooja initial account balance, and the output is the account balance after attempted transaction, given as a number with how many digits here? 2 digits. How many precisions you have to display? 2. If there is not enough money in the account to complete the transaction, output which one? Current bank allowance. You have to display the current bank what? Balance. You have to display current bank balance. Okay. So that is what you have to do now. So what you have to do is first, you have to input, what you have to input in one line, you have to input, what is this 30 here? Amount to withdraw. And what is this 120 here? Balance. So 120 minus 30 is what? 120 minus 30 is what? 90. And each transaction you have to charge how much amount? $0.5. So output is what? 89.50. Now 42 and 120, is it 42 is multiples of 5? No. You have to display the output as it is. Okay. And is it, now you are withdrawing 300, but amount available is what? 120. Is it 300 is greater than 120 or less than? Greater than. Is it balance is available or not available? Not available. Then you have to display the balance as it is. You have to display the balance what here? As it is. So first thing you have to input, how many values you have to input? 2 values. One is amount and one more is a balance. So list of map, you are converting into which type? Float type. Input dot, what is this now? Split. So if amount is what? Multiples of 5. If multiples of 5 and amount is less than which one? Balance. If amount is less than balance, and if it is multiples of 5, then you have to say balance equal to balance minus amount plus balance minus amount plus 0.50. Okay. Yes. So then that's it. After that you have to display which one? Balance. Is it required to check any other condition here? No. You can directly say print balance. If it is not multiples of 5 and if the amount is not less than balance, then it will display which one? Balance. But you have to display the balance with how many decimal places? 2 decimal places. And you are saying balance colon dot 2f. You are displaying the balance with how many decimal places? 2 decimal places. That's it. Is it required to check else condition here? Is it required to put else here? Is it required or not required? Because I try to check everything in one line, right? Okay. Amount mod 5 equal to 0 and amount is less than balance. Then balance is balance minus amount plus what? Why 0? And display which one? Balance. With how many decimal places? 2 decimal places. Suppose if amount is not multiples of 5, this condition become what? False. Then display only balance. Suppose amount is greater than balance, then it will display only balance. Okay. Then compile and run the code. Oh, error is there. What is error? You have to close. String is open but not close. What happened? While reading a line. Line number 8. Line number 8. Input dot what is that? Split. And we are converting this values into which type? Floated type. Bracket. How many brackets here? So 1, 2, 1, 2. Correct only, no? So input dot. What is this now? Split. So first value is amount and second value is balance. So list of map float input dot what is that? Split. Saying integer. Actually amount should be float, right? So we'll just give line number 7. What happened here? What is the error here? Input dot split. You have to enter these values in one line and you are converting this into which type? List type. And first value is assigned to amount and second value is assigned to what? Balance. Okay, we'll check outside. Once we'll check outside, is it this logic is working or not? Okay. Yes. So, okay, fine. Yeah. What is the first one I have to input? 42 space, 30 space, 120. 89.50. Second, we'll try to input again. Okay, yeah. Second one is what? 42 and 120 dot 0, 120. Because 42 is not multiples of 5. And third one is 200 and 120 dot 0, 0. Okay, no problem. But our code is what you have to submit. So that is a problem. See, test against custom input is not there yet. Bolo here. No problem. So I just try to copy this problem solution. And this is a problem definition. Problem definition is there. And this is a problem solution. So these are simple examples with the these are simple examples along with the yes credit score. This is a credit score again, Python 3. So to access the credit programs, one need to have a credit score of 750 or more. So see the problem definition. To access credit programs, one need to have a credit score of 750 or more. So given that the present credit score is X, so determine if one can access the credit programs or not, is eligible to have a credit program or not. If it is possible to access credit programs, output yes, otherwise output which one? No. So when he can access the credit programs, if the credit score is more than 750. If the credit score is more than 750, you have to say yes. Otherwise, you have to say what? No. That's it. The first and only line of input contains a single integer called which one? X. The credit score. Print yes if it is possible to access credit programs. Otherwise, print what here? No. Very simple. Now, credit score. You are entering which one in now? Credit score. Integer of input. You are trying to input the value. Okay, input the value. So if score is greater than, if score is what? Greater than, if the score is credit score of 750 or more, means greater than or equal to 750, I have to print. What I have to print here? Yes. So otherwise I have to print what? No. So only if condition is there. If the condition is true, it will print yes. If the condition is false, yes. So this is the input. 823 is given. So is eligible or not eligible? Eligible. Because 823 is greater than or less than? Greater than. So what is the output is given? Yes. So give some other input. Suppose I have given 200 and compile and run. So it is displayed. What is this? No. Is not eligible to participate in which program? Credit program. Right? So this is a problem. What? Solution. I'm not copying the problem definition here. I'm just copying only solution. If you click on this link, you'll get the problem definition. So next is ATM credit score. Like this, lot of things are there, right? Course registration. So there is a group of, very good. Now this program, there is a group of how many friends? N friends who wish to enroll in a course together. The course has maximum capacity of what? M students that can register for it. If there are K other students who have already enrolled in this course, so determine if it will still possible for all N friends to do so or not. So already how many students are there? K students. And how many students are enrolling here? N students. And you have to find out whether this N students are possible to what? Register or not. So the first line contains a single integer called T. T is nothing but number of test cases. Each test case consists of a single line containing three integers. One is M, M, N, M, and what is that? K. So N is nothing but group of friends, and M is nothing but what? M is nothing but capacity, maximum capacity, and K is nothing but already those who are enrolled, right? So M minus K. then remaining capacity. So these people can register, otherwise, no. So the size of the friend group, K, the size of the friend group, the capacity of the course, and number of students already registered for the course. Output format for each test case, output yes, if it will possible for all the n friends to register for the course. Otherwise, output which one? No. For example, how many times you are testing it? 3 times. Okay. So 3 times, and first you input n, 50 and 27. 2 is nothing but how many students, how many friends? 2 friends. And capacity is what? 50. Already registered how many people? 27. Now 50 minus 27 is what? 50 minus 27 is what? 23. 23 is greater than 2 or less than? Greater than. So is eligible, they can register or not register? Register. So how many friends are there? 5 friends want to join the same course, but total seats are 40. And already registered how many? 38. 40 minus 38 is 2. Available seats are only 2. But how many friends are there? 5. Eligible or not eligible? Not eligible. So 100, 100. How many people are there? 100 friends are there. And how many seats are there? 100. But existing people are there? No. Existing students are not there. So 100 can fit in 100 or not? Yes. So what is the message? Yes. What is the input? First, you have to input number of test cases. Integer of input. This is nothing but input number of test cases. So if test cases are some 3 or 4 or 5, you have to give how many inputs, those many number of inputs are not. Yes. You have to execute the for loop how many times? T times. If the value of t is 5, it is executed how many times? 5 times. If the value of t is 10, it is executed how many times? 10 times. क्या कर रहा है नहीं मालूम, नीचे तो देख रहा हूं. ख्यालों में, ख्यालों में, ख्यालों में बोले तो क्या है मालूम है? सपना ड्रीम्स is dreaming about Python. फ्यूचर में पाइथन में कैसे रहेगा वो? Is it Python or somebody else? Python only? Or you always think about somebody else? Only Python only? ऐसे नहीं रहता. Anaconda. Okay, right. So how many values you have to input? 3 values. What is the first value? N. N is nothing but number of friends. Friends are there, no? N, comma, M, comma, K. So list of map, integer, comma, input, dot, split. What I have to do now? If, tell me here. If M minus K, M minus what? K. M minus K is what? Less than or greater than? Less than N. Less than or equal to N. You have to say what now? Yes. Else you have to say no. Over. Only this much code you have to write, but by seeing that much, I mean, this case study like problem, okay, you'll be confused. What to write? अरे इतना बड़ा program है क्या ये? इतना बड़ा नहीं है. पढ़े तो छोटा ही है. If you read it, it is simple. If you understand the how to write it, it is very simple. How many lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it. 7 lines of code. Yes or no? That's it. Yes or no, you have to print it. Okay. No, yes, yes. Because this is the input. Okay, now. Yes, no, yes, yes. Okay. So you have to do this kind of programs. Okay. So I can tell you all programs of code check. Yes or no? मगर you have to do some programs. मैं करे तो मेरे को क्या आता है यार? कुछ नहीं आता. कुछ आता क्या? कुछ नहीं आता. आप करे तो आपको कुछ आता. Okay. So you have to practice some of the basic programs. Practice. These are practice programs, right? You ask, you people will ask, so where to practice, where to practice, how many programs are there to practice? How many programs are there? So many programs are there. If you want to practice more, you have to do this kind of things. See how many programs are there. We already completed arrays. We'll do the programs related with what? Arrays. Already we completed what? Strings. Now these are the programs related to strings. So these are the things related with mathematics. And these are the things related with sorting. Start with which programming? Basic. If you are very good in basic, rest of the things becomes very easy. Increase IQ. Okay, increase IQ. Increase your IQ, right? Yes. बहुत अच्छे बोले गुरुजी. Okay. So a study has shown that playing a musical instrument helps in increasing one's IQ. Okay. Now chef knows he cannot beat one person who is this Einstein in physics, but he wants to try to beat him in an IQ competition. Okay. Yes. Now you know that Einstein had an IQ of how many? 170. And chef currently has IQ of which one? X. Simple. Less than, greater than. प्रॉब्लम पहले देखिए तो मालूम हो जाता क्या लिखना पड़ेगा. 165 less than or greater than? Yes. Increase the IQ. Suppose determine, you know that Einstein had IQ of how much? 170. And chef currently has IQ of which one? X. Now determine if after learning to play musical instrument, chef IQ will be becomes strictly greater than Einstein's or not. Okay. So print yes if it is possible. Else print what is that? No. You may print each character of the string either in any case. Now first line contains only one line, that is IQ of X person, a chef, and what do you have to do? 165 is there. 165 is what? Yes. Because 165 plus 7 is what? 172, which is greater than Einstein IQ or not? Yes. Okay. So this is by using if and else also. Only if and else you have to write this code. Okay. Now I'll try to find out like how many people can solve these problems. Yes. If you solve some of the problems other than my whatever we done in the class, if any problems you solve it, you just send a mail. Okay. And maybe tomorrow there's no class again. Okay. But next class will be on day after tomorrow. Right. So today we'll just stop it here and we'll continue on Thursday. Thursday will continue. Day after tomorrow. Day after tomorrow will continue. Right. Thank you. Right. स्टार्ट होना चाहिए। यही महीने में, ये महीने में स्टार्ट होना चाहिए। ఆల్రెడీ పోస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం కదా మనం, అప్లై చేయండి.